Variety is a 1925 German film. It also goes by the titles Jealousy or Vaudeville. It is based off of a 1912 novel titled The Oath of Stephan Huller. I'm not even going to try to say the name of the author, but I will put it in the description box. Now, this film has slow points, or I felt like it did, because, well, it has fast points and then it just drags. So, but it starts off, you're in a jail with a gentleman by the name of Boss Huller, and he goes to the warden. I'm guessing that it's the warden. And he's been in jail for some time, and he's finally ready to break his silence. This part doesn't make sense to me, because I would think that he would tell them why he was, or they would know why he was in jail. You know, like what happened? What? I don't know. That part kind of threw me. I would think that they would just anyway. And so yeah, that part didn't make a lot of sense to me. So you start off there, and then it goes into a flashback, and you're at, so Boss ran a little carnival with his wife, and you see him with this little baby and everything, and they take in this stranger who is a dancer, and as it turns out, as things progress, he gives in to her seduction. And they then move on to another circus, leaving the wife. So you never see them again, and everything. Now, the fun thing about this movie, I will say, because mainly that whole part was slow. was the whole thing with the seduction of Boss with this this young woman. And so I was starting to lose interest. And but again, that could be just me. Now, the interesting thing, once they get, once it goes several years later, and they're at this new circus and everything, is they're trapeze artists. And so you see this interesting camera angle, and there's like long shots and close-up shots with the acrobats and everything. That was interesting to me. Now, another thing was a lot of the different acts that they showed for vaudeville and everything. One in particular was called Unicycle Hockey. Now, this particular film is the first time that it's ever been shown, so it's the earliest portrayal of it. It's still played today. I mean, there's like competitions for it all over the world. And so I did a little research on it, not a lot, but yeah, this was the first time that it's ever been shown in media. So, but for how long it's actually been played before that, nobody knows, as far as I know. I mean, you can tell me in the comments. And, but they were showing a lot of the different comedy act, or a lot of the different vaudeville acts and everything. But yeah, I mean, the camera shots with the acrobats and everything. That was interesting. And there's a party scene in there. That's funny. I gotta admit, that was hilarious. And and fortunately, it didn't run for too long. There have been too many of those instances where it runs way too long, and it's like, okay, you need to stop. But now the thing is, of course, that at this point, the circus gets a new boss, and this woman that uh, uh, that boss Huller has been with for some time, she goes with him, and yeah, it just goes on from there. So for the most part, I mean, like I said, there are places where it drags and everything. The story itself is pretty common, but inside a vaudeville setting, it's different. It is different. I like the camera angles. I'm not sure if it's the first time that's ever been done. I couldn't find where it was the first time that it's ever been done. Now, I didn't say where it was exactly. It's in the Berlin Winter Garden Theater. That's where it was shot. So it was shot on location. And like I said, the camera swings from the close up and everything. So yeah, there's a lot of different I wouldn't say special effects, but camera trickery and all of that. But yeah, there's times for me, just because I found it to drag doesn't mean that you will. I want to make that very clear. But there are, like I said, the story is pretty common with the, falling in love with someone, with the story of seduction, moving on somewhere else. But this is a circus vaudeville type of scene. And you see a lot of like I said, there's the unicycle hockey. And that was interesting to me. It's still played today. It's played all over the world. I'm surprised that it's not in the Olympics and everything. So anyway, as a whole, you start off in, it's a flashback, finding out why he's in prison, which again, I would think that they would know. They would have known why, but he's going to break his silence. So that was kind of a loose end for me. There were places that dragged for me, but I actually, aside from, like I've said, with the camera angles and everything, and the fact that it's shot on location, and some of the other things that I've said already, the fact that this story that we've heard time and again is placed in the vaudeville setting, and they kept it so upbeat once you get in that setting, I enjoyed it once you got to that point. So I think that's because we live in a time now where it seems like nothing is original anymore. All it takes sometimes is just that, changing the scene a little bit and that sort of thing. Give it a little bit of flair. But anyway, so this is Variety in 1925.